What up, y'all? Serenity Storm checking in for the animal medicine totem. For those of y'all that's checking in for the first time, my name is Kru, also known as Serenity Storm, and I am your Cosmic Rootwork astrologer, specializing in Mars activations as well as North Node and South Node consultations. Welcome. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, I want to make some announcements, and then we will talk, and then get into this animal medicine totem thing. So, first and foremost, the Mars activation. For those of y'all that missed the Mars activation, Pluto, the Phoenix rising out the ashes. You could definitely check that out on the website, and I also have the link below for that. And then we got the Mars activation, Jupiterian Big Leap video coming through December 13th, I think that is. You can also check that out down below if you would like to join and be a part of that. And definitely I'll put actually more information below too, so you can kind of get the gist, and tickets and things like that will be below as well. But I think that's really all I got. I think I mentioned in the last weekly astrology video that I was going to be doing the Saturn Aquarius video, releasing that during the Gemini full moon, but I won't be releasing that actually until around the time that Saturn moves into Aquarius, probably like a couple days before, because there's some information that I came up on that I want to take a little bit more time to study, and I do not want to rush that video. So I'm definitely going to be dropping that around that time. But yeah. So I know I'm so weird, because one week I'm giving y'all energy, the next minute, I'm still giving you energy, but it's a different kind of energy. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. My chip tooth, about an hour or so ago, randomly, as I was writing down some of the things I wanted to talk to y'all about for the Bumblebee animal totem that we'll be getting into, it's not a big chip, but it's a little tiny chip on my tooth right now. Kind of blew me. Not even gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? It kind of blew me. And at first I was about to be like, fuck that. I'm not doing the video. I'm not doing weekly astrology. Matter of fact, I wasn't gonna not be with y'all all together, but this shit kind of blew me. Like, it kind of, I was kind of contemplating some things, and then I realized when I sat back and really thought about the whole shit, I'm like, damn, like you really do put a lot into, for me personally, like, I'm not saying my looks is everything, but, I honor, this vessel. And I think when I realized that it had been altered, you know what I'm saying, in a way that I'm just so used to outwardly, you know what I'm saying, having on deck, you know what I'm saying, it was just like a blow to me. And I say that to say, as we move into, and I'll get into this a little bit deeper into the Saturn Aquarius video, or the Saturn Jupiter in Aquarius weekly astrology and stuff like that. I'll touch a little bit about that, because as we move into December, we're going to be doing the switch off. Capricorn rules the teeth. That's one of the things Capricorn rules. And as it starts to get into these more intense degrees, is, the end, the end of the, towards the end of the degrees and things like that, that 29, not to say that it's there, but we kind of in that, almost in that period, things get a little bit more intense, especially with Saturn being in its home sign. So I say that to say, y'all, not only take care of your teeth, but just your health in general. And I'm not saying that I haven't been, but I feel like, internally, with all these changes and everything that's going on right now, because it just randomly, like, the little piece just randomly fell out, and I was like, what the I can laugh about it now, but I was not laughing when this shit happened, y'all. I was not fucking laughing. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? What the fuck is this? You know what I mean? And, you know, like I said, I think it's more so a call not only to slow down a little bit. Not to say that you can't keep them. We're going to get into this when we get into the Bumblebee animal medicine totem. And the thing is, it's not to say that it can't be fixed. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's another thing, you know, it's not being so, you know, not if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm trying to think of that saying that people, you know, people be saying, you know what I'm saying? Basically, pay attention to what you can fix? Or basically pay attention to the things that you can do versus the things that you feel like you can't do at this point in time. This shit can be replaced. You know what I mean? I could put something there for it to come back, you know, to its form. You know what I'm saying? If I really need be. And also just taking a little bit better care of my teeth, or spending a little bit more time with my teeth. This actually also got me into looking into more, like exploring deeper into herbalism, because I was doing it before, but I think just getting a little bit deeper into herbalism. And also, somebody mentioned this in their astrology video, transit video. I forgot who it was. But basically saying that, I just lost my train of thought. It was something about the teeth. I just know that the teeth are like a direct link to your internal and how you're feeling, and if you're stressed or if you're, you know what I mean? And also, if we take it a little bit deeper, if we're talking about the throat chakra, it's just like speaking on things, being clear, having that clarity with yourself. But yeah, I feel like I'm gonna make a whole new video about it. I'm not gonna necessarily just focus on my teeth per se, but yeah, just pay attention to your teeth. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. It wasn't necessarily what somebody else said in their video, but the toothpaste that we use. Oh, Lada said it. Lada is an astrologer, Astrology, if y'all ever get a chance to check her out. She was talking about, and she randomly just mentioned it in one of her last videos that she put out about this some of these transits we're going to experience for the next couple of years. And I'll put a link to that because that shit was amazing. I was actually there for that live chat. But she was saying, like, us trading out our toothpaste and stuff like that, because it has all these, like, I don't know, she said fluorides or something like that in it. Basically, the stuff that we be brushing our teeth with don't necessarily give us, and I'm not saying everybody, you know, brushes with, like, the Colgates and all that kind of stuff, but if we really take a deeper look at, like, the stuff that is being put in there, it's not the healthiest stuff. And I have really sensitive teeth. I have really, 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 really sensitive teeth. And I was using neem for a minute, and it was really helping out my teeth. And then I went back to that, you know, regular Colgates and toothbrush or teeth and stuff like that. And I also switched brushes into, like, this wooden brush, this harder brush and stuff like that. So I just definitely say maybe trying to go a little bit more of a natural route. You know what I'm saying? And not just for the teeth itself, but just for your internal soul, your internal body, the things that you're putting on your skin, the things that you're putting in your mouth, the things that you're putting in your gut, you know what I mean? Just your body in general. And I think overall encompass of even just this chip tooth shit, it was more so a calling for me, for us, you know what I'm saying, collectively, as I speak to y'all, because it happened right before I said I was about to record this video, to pay attention to your body, you know what I mean? Just really, really pay attention to your body. You know what I mean? So yeah, we still gonna keep it sexy though. You know what I mean? Chip tooth and all. We still gonna keep this shit sexy. But at first I wasn't gonna mention it at all. And to be honest, I was about to not do this video with my face. But then I was like, you know, it's not that deep, girl. Like, chill. You know what I mean? It's just relax. It can be replaced. Like, you can fix it. You know what I mean? It's all good. The thing could, like, you know what I mean? Your body, your spirit cannot be replaced. You know what I mean? Once you dead and gone, your vessel's gone. You know what I mean? But your body cannot be replaced. So we just gonna let that ride. I know that I don't want to be 10 minutes of keeping y'all for real. Y'all know how I like to come out in the sun. Today the sun has been covered a little bit by the clouds, so it's not as popping as it really is. You could definitely tell too by the background of this gray area kind of energy. But let's move into this Bumblebee energy right now. Why did I choose the Bumblebee for this? I really choose the Bumblebee because we're moving into the Gemini full moon. The Bumblebee is a busy bee. The Bumblebee is a worker bee. The Bumblebee is moving and moving. It barely stops to smell the roses. Barely. But when it does, it does. Okay? That's the Bumblebee. We was basically talking about the Bumblebee because we were talking about, me and my fam was talking about just basically how, like, our world is moving from the worker bee to evolving into something different. A lot of people, especially specifically in 2020, I've heard it on all sides and all fronts, are just like, yo, I don't want to work here no more. You know what I mean? I don't want to work here no more. I'm tired of working this job that's unfulfilling. I'm tired of doing these things that are unfulfilling, that don't bring, and not necessarily just about the money, because it's a lot of people out here that's making really good money but are still dissatisfied because they're not really in their passion. They're not really in the things that they're supposed to, that they've come here, that they've manifested in this reality to do. And so when we talk about the worker bee mentality, the fact that the bees, the queen and the bees is always like, you know, getting it in and working on a T to the 10, you know what I mean? It gets to a point where the shit gets redundant. I wonder if the bees, but the thing about the bees though, the bees will slow down eventually and then try to enjoy the shit that they've put out. We don't, you know what I mean? We just keep going and going and going and going and working and moving and doing, you know what I mean? And I feel like 2020 was a calling for all of us to collectively sit our asses down. And y'all know, everybody who's been on this motherfucker from weekly astrology videos, animal totem, and then some of the videos that I've done, y'all know how I feel about this shit. You know what I mean? Of us moving on to that next state and moving on to that next phase. It's time for something new. It's just time for something completely different than what we've been programmed to, you know, continue to do throughout this life. And so, so I put the worker bee colony, society of control and illusion. So keeping us busy, keeping us going, so we're not looking around, and not only just to smell the flowers, but to be like, wait a minute. You know, a lot of people now is like, wait, I'm doing this from 9 to 5 or whatever you work, 40 hours a week, 50, 60, sometimes 70, some people, you know what I'm saying, 80. But I'm still depleted, I'm still tired. But I want to do this. I want to work and do something different, or I want to put some energy into this project, but I'm just too tired to do it. No fucking job, career, profession, whatever it is that you're doing should never make you feel depleted. You might get tired. Sometimes you might even want to quit that bitch. You might want to be like, you know what? I think I'm going to call this shit quits. I think I'm about done. You know what I mean? But nothing should make you want to completely dead, you know, or completely the passion. When you're in your passion or when you're in the thing that you want to do, nothing should make you completely just want to stop that ever. You know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure it's a lot of y'all out there that's looking at the job that you're working right now and you ready to quit that bitch. You know what I mean? For a number of reasons, and I'm not even going to go down a list of reasons, but you're just like, this is not fulfilling to me. I know I got responsibilities. I know I got things that I got to do, bills that I got to pay. But would you rather slave, you know what I'm saying, for the rest of your life until you retire and die? Or would you have enough within yourself to take that chance within you to do something different? You know, and that's what the worker bee does, and just the bumblebee. You know what I mean? The bumblebee takes the nectar out of the flower for its food, and its legs suck all that shit up, and then it goes and pollinates all the rest of the flowers so they can keep continuing to grow and keep providing us with the oxygen that we need to breathe. Isn't that crazy? That's why when there was like the scarcity of bees at one point in time, people was like, man, the air is different. The air quality is different. You know what I mean? Y'all already know I've talked about the whole chemtrail shit. They've been putting chemtrails and all types of shit up in the air. I've been seeing the planes flying around, you know, blasting chemicals and all types of bullshit. Then turn around and be like, oh shit, it's the whole well, I'm pretty sure it's not just a virus, but it's an accumulation of things going on right now. Perpetually making people sick or perpetually putting people in fear. So the bumblebee comes in to build a different kind of sense of community. I feel like they probably studied the bees and was like, oh shit, this is we can use this model that the bees do, because they rarely, you know what I mean? They just go, even in the cold. And I didn't even know this about bees, which is crazy. This is what it said. It said, in cold weather, queen bee and her worker bees will shiver flight muscle in order to warm themselves. Still working is what I put. Still working. You know, can control body temperature. And it says, only a few insects have this ability. You know what I'm saying? So they can literally control their body temperature. So no matter if it's in the rain, fucking sleet, snow, whatever the case may be, these motherfuckers will still be working. And then sometimes slow down to kind of enjoy the you know, the fruits, you know what I'm saying, of the labor. But still, it's just this work, keep on going, keep on working mentality. And if we think about the vastness of immutable air, the Gemini full moon, of just like this energy that can just keep going and keep going and keep going until it just eventually just exhausts itself, until it tires itself out. And then the legs, you know, of Sagittarius, because Sagittarius rules the thighs, the liver, you know, but they also have really nice legs, nice, you know, bodied legs, you know what I'm saying, to kind of sprinkle the pollen so we're able to get this oxygen and keep us going. It's just like a perpetual cycle of movement. Mutable fire, mutable air, just keeping it going, keeping it going, keeping it going, and keeping it going until eventually you burn out. You have a lot of energy, but eventually you burn out. And then you gotta look around and be like, damn, like, where is all this energy going to? Where is all this energy moving? Who is taking that energy? You know what I'm saying? Who's able to harness that energy? You know, them people that are harnessing this energy that you're giving out for themselves. Meanwhile, you only getting breadcrumbs, while these higher ups and people that, you know what I'm saying, are getting the full plate and the full deal. It's wild, to be honest. It's really wild, you know what I mean? So this also talked about mastering the mind, body, and the soul. Mastering that mind, body, and soul. And also too, Saturn moves into Aquarius on the 17th. Saturn moves into Aquarius on the 17th. Jupiter the 18th, 19th into Aquarius. And then that full moon, or that new moon in Sagittarius, is on the 14th, 13th, 14th, depending on where you at. So we talk about the adjusted body temperature, slowing down heartbeat, kind of like a ninja, you know. They also talked about the yogi when they said this, of being able to kind of really slow it. You know what I'm about to go to, because y'all already know what, like, where I go when we go with this. But like the altered state of the avatar, you know, it's basically like an altered mind state that the bees can go into to keep them productive, to keep them constantly moving. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that this shit is necessarily a fucked up thing. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, like, I think it's just more about assessing what you're using that energy to do, or how you're choosing to kind of use that energy to move forward, if that makes any sense. Who's harnessing the energy that you're putting out? You know what I mean? And this doesn't necessarily just have to be in a job. I just think it's just the worker mentality, the worker bee mentality. And if we also talking about communities, it's kind of like what we talked about in the weekly astrology video last week, and maybe even the animal totem. I think it animal totem video, but it was probably the weekly astrology video, which is like the company you keep. Honeybees have like big ass colonies of motherfuckers, you know, working and, you know, doing the work and all kind of stuff. Bumblebees, they don't have a big ass colony of people. They have a smaller community of people collectively doing the work to make sure that, you know, they're producing what they need to produce throughout the year, if that makes any sense. And I don't know why. I know that there's more than just bumblebees. Like, I know there's different sectors of bees and things like that, different species of bees and stuff like that. But something was like bumblebee. Something just came to me and just said bumblebee. After we got through talking about the worker bee mentality and like the thing and stuff like that. And it was interesting when they specifically said that bumblebees were the ones that had smaller colonies and communities of people. You know, when you have, not to say that you can't get work done in a big community, and I think that even attests to North Node in Gemini, South Node in Sagittarius, like the world view versus the local view. You know what I mean? The honeybee would be the Sagittarius, the bumblebee would be the Gemini, like in your local communities, the things that you can organize, the things that you can put together, the things that you can move forward in your local areas, your local communities. Gemini energy, you know. And then when I talk about the Avatar state, y'all already know I go to, you know, Avatar The Last Airbender. I really highly recommend, once again, this is not a plug, but I definitely recommend y'all check the Avatar out, because it has a lot of symbolism, and I'm gonna be talking about, you know, the Avatar and stuff like that a lot too. So but when the Avatar learns to go into the Avatar state, so they connect the bees, or just specifically even the bumblebees, with being able to connect to like ancient secrets and elders and ancestors and stuff like that, because they're able to really slow down that heartbeat and kind of harness that energy. So when I first thought about that, it reminded me of the Avatar, when the Avatar finally goes into a state of being, and when, you know, Aang is able to talk to, or Korra is able to talk to these different ancestors that are really connecting her and, you know, leading her on her path to the next level, or leading Avatar on his path to that next level. You know what I mean? You know, this is generations. The fact that bees initially know how to fall in line and do what it is that they need to do, that's crazy to me. You know what I mean? Like, who taught them how to work like that? Like, who taught them how to, you know what, this is what we do in this colony, this is what we gonna be, this is how we gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck taught them that? You know what I mean? I know it's a queen bee in these things, but here's a bee right here. I'm talking about y'all. So who initially taught them how to do these things? You know what I mean? I put small circle, it's a chosen few. With the Bumblebee clique, it's small circle, it's a chosen fucking few in that clique. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't a whole bunch of people and a whole bunch of noise doing too much, doing the most initially. You know what I mean? Sometimes you need to work in smaller groups, localized communities, before you build out. You know what I'm saying? Because when you got too many mouths and too much stuff going on, like, the vision gets kind of skewed. You be over here, these people be over there. And not to say that there's anything wrong with having different perspectives in a group. I think it's just a matter of honoring what has been established between the smaller community, and then being able to stick to those guns and then widespread those things out. because this is connector energy as well. So listening to that inner voice, feminine warrior, divine warrior energy, communication with the dead. That's why I said, like, what the fuck? Y'all came out like, yo, like, how do you even know how to move like this? Who taught y'all how to move like this? To work, to be productive, to keep moving forward, to make sure that, not only that the colony is supplied, but the world is supplied with fucking oxygen. It's wild to me. Same thing with butterflies, like, but we're not talking about butterflies, but just, you know what I mean? It's beautiful. This is like the gathering, the gatherers, the hunters and the gatherers, to provide to that nest. So all in all, I say that to just, as we move into this week and as we move into the Gemini new moon or full moon, communication, of course, always is going to be one. If there's things that you've been wanting to communicate and get off your chest, whether that's outwardly, inwardly, you know what I'm saying? Whether you need to write it down or you need to speak it, it's going to come out regardless. Whether it comes out in a, in a state of frustration, or it just comes out because you just are communicating what it is that you need to communicate. Communicate, with your people. Communicate with the fam. Communicate with your communities, we're just moving out of Scorpio season and we're still feeling this energy. The portals are open. You know what I'm saying? Communication is at an all-time high, especially when it comes to your spirit guides and your ancestors. I kind of mentioned this in the last couple of videos I did for last week. Motherfuckers want to talk. Gemini is the messenger. Take this time to connect and get back to source, and not going outside of yourself and doing outside things in order to harness what's already within you, but going within to harness those things, to get to source, to get to the root. I have Gemini in my 4th house, so I'm got it. You know what I mean? Direct links. You know what I mean? This past life energy for a lot of y'all. Especially if we talking that this is, for some of y'all that's looking at this is y'all's reversal node. You know what I mean? Because I got North Node Sagittarius, South Node Gemini. So this is my reverse nodal return. Some of y'all got Sagittarius North Node, or Gemini North Node, Sagittarius South Node. You know what I mean? This is y'all moving forward in the things that you set forth to do, or the mission that you come to bear in this lifetime. You know what I mean? Speak on it. Speak on those things that you need to speak on. That spirit is literally asking you to communicate on behalf of. You know what I mean? If you picking up what I'm throwing down. So yeah. I think that's all I got for y'all, yo. I'm gonna have that weekly astrology. I'm about to bust out the weekly astrology video for y'all as well. Y'all see them. I know y'all see it. I'm gonna bust out that weekly astrology video for y'all as well. And I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip side. You know what I mean? Take care of your body. Take good care of yourself. And I'm gonna see y'all soon. Rainy Storm checking in, checking out. Deuces.